Hey everybody, it's Tom and T from Show Me Coasters, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the top 10 most painful rides that we have ridden. Starting at number 10, we're going to go with Firehawk at Kings Island. Now, we've ridden 3 of these coasters that are in North America. This one, Nighthawk at Carowinds, and Batwing at Six Flags America. And really what we don't like about this model particularly, your head is actually lower than your feet on these models. So it's very uncomfortable. It feels like your head's going to pop before you get onto the lift hill. Another issue is that if it rains, you really can't see anything and you have water running up your nose. At number 9, we have the now defunct roller coaster at Kings Island, Vortex. Now, this is a classic aero looping coaster. When it opened in 1987, it had the record for the most inversions at the number of 6. Now, our problem with this ride is that over the years, it did not age well, and the transitions between the elements became quite painful and were very jarring as you went through the course. But other than that, we really did actually kind of like this ride a little bit. And at number 8, we have Ninja at Six Flags St. Louis. Now, T wanted to include this one on here. The reason that he doesn't like it is the way it transitions from the first drop into the vertical loop. We would like it if it was a little bit longer of a drop. And also from the transition from the vertical loop into the Sidewinder, that's a hard transition right there, and you can bang your head on it. And my only problem with this ride is the transition coming out of the helix into the final brake run. That is another area where you can really bang your head on this ride. At number 7, we have Demon at Six Flags Great America. Now, this is another aero looping coaster, but originally when this opened in 1976, it didn't have vertical loops. That was a new technology that they added in like 1980. But the reason that we don't like it, it has not aged well at all. It is rough. I think it's actually rougher than Ninja at Six Flags St. Louis, but that's just my opinion.
This ride can be very painful. The element is a little bit tighter than your usual looping coaster, and to me, that head banging and the restraint is just, make it for an unpleasant experience.
But other than that, they do have great theming on this one, and I wish that they would do this kind of theming more on other coasters around the chain.
Only roller coaster has its own theme song. At number 6, we have the Runaway Mine Train at Six Flags Great Adventure. Normally, we don't pick the mine train, but this one is an exception. Even though it's scenic ride, you go over the lake and also by the Skyway, but that alone does not make it for a pleasant experience. And you definitely feel all the bumps and the grooves on this ride for everything. The transition's not smooth. You're banging against whoever's riding with you all the time,
and against the side of the cars.
Yeah, when I left, I felt my hip was kind of bruised.
Yeah, I thought I was going to have to find a chiropractor. At number 5, we have Great American Scream Machine at Six Flags Over Georgia. Now, we got to ride this forward and backwards in 2018 whenever they had it going backwards for the opening of their season. Now, this ride we expect it to be rough because it is a PTC wooden coaster, and it's aged over the years accordingly. But this one is a little rougher than most, and I think better maintenance would definitely help this ride.
Yeah, it feels like when we were going through the course, it felt like some of the sections of the wood were missing, but the transition from different section, like you said, the element was kind of jarring, and at time I feel like woods were missing underneath me.
And at number 4, we have Vertigo at Kings Island. Now, this is an inverted boomerang by Vekoma. And as we've said before, we're not real big fans of Vekoma roller coasters to begin with. But this one was exceedingly rough. It's just not a good ride. It's just painful throughout.
When I wrote this, I thought because the cod piece between the leg was, so small that I was going to actually fall out. But it was jarring. I'm not a fan of boomerang like Tom. It's just that banging back and forth, your head. And it can be painful. And a lot of these rides are removed around the nation.
Yeah, a lot of them are being removed. At number 3, we have Mind Eraser at Six Flags America. And again, this is not a pleasant ride. Vekoma's answer to the B&M invert has really not aged well, and I don't think it was even smooth when they were new.
We rode a few of these around when we did the tour of the parks around North America. This one was the worst one that we ridden. We Rode one in Canada. We rode the one in
Darien Lake.
Darien Lake also. And we found that this one was the worst one at Six Flags America. At number 2, we have Predator from Six Flags Darien Lake. This ride has a great layout. Your classic out and back, but it's so scenic. This is one of the Ridden coaster that's left, built in 1990. But folks, it starts showing its age, and we went through the element. I found it painful. Tom thought he was going to break a few of his ribs.
I thought I did break a few ribs when I got off of this. And it's a great view over the lake, and I really hate to criticize a wooden coaster because I know they are going to get rough. But this one definitely needs some serious maintenance.
This is a great candidate to be RMC.
Yeah.
At number 1, we have Time Warp from Canada's Wonderland. This is a Samperla Volare flying coaster. This was their attempt to answer the Beat-'em flight coaster and the Vekoma version of it. The reason this is number 1 is it's just downright painful. The design of the train itself is the flaw here. There's no restraint of any kind, no harness, no seatbelt, so you are bouncing all over the cage. I was banging all over the place when I rode this, and it was a one and done deal. And when I came out, I mean, everything, I was bruised. My elbow, my head, side is just making for unpleasant. Thank God we rode this at the end of our visit. It was just downright painful, folks. Folks, thank you for joining us looking at some of the most painful rides that we have rode over the years in the amusement industry. This is T.
This is Tom.
And have a good night.
Have a great night.
Thank you.